Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 25th of February 2022. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Tarot of the Cat People today. Let's see what these cards have to say about Friday. So I'm just going to shuffle these a few times to see what the cards want to share and what they want you to know. Right, so the first card is Death, the King of Cups, and the Two of Cups. Oh, wow. The basic message I'm getting is that this feeling of loneliness comes to an end and you naturally feel connected and happy and loved and taken care of. And I don't think that's based on circumstances. So it's a feeling that arises whether you're single or whether you have 10 children or whether you never see anyone during the week or loads and loads of people every other minute. The message here is that there's a sense of well-being which emerges, and it's like the chicken or the egg. Either it comes from your higher self that makes you feel good and content, or it's a natural sense of contentment that leads you to take positive action, which then leads you to other people. So there's a great potential for love and romance on this day. I also get that it's quite calm. It feels obviously with the Death card here like things are coming to an end. The King of Cups is usually a card that's very, very positive. It's a man who's loving and nurturing, but the sense I get here with this face-off is the loneliness factor. And I think if you struggle with loneliness, today is a great day to look at that and to, get rid of that feeling. I mean, personally, for me, loneliness was really easily managed by getting into the 12-step program, because I can go to a Zoom meeting whenever I want. And I just do Zoom meetings these days. I don't do in-person meetings. I haven't even checked if they're open yet. But you see, so I'm getting what I need from it. So there are other ways of feeling a sense of connection other than a relationship. The main thing is having a relationship with yourself. And I know that sounds kind of like, oh yeah, thanks, Greg, I have to do more inner work. But really, if you know yourself and you're friends with yourself and you're like, hey, thank you for being, 50 years old and for supporting me through this. And I may not think you're perfect, but I certainly know that I can rely on you. And I know that sounds overly simple, but it's just knowing and honoring the fact that you do show up for yourself, whether you want to or not. That gives you a lot of strength, and it's a safety net. If you can always fall back on yourself, then things aren't that scary. The other thing is that the universe, meditation, prayer, those kind of things can make you feel connected and loved. The thing with meetings is another example. Actual relationships, family. But the main thing is that these are positive, nurturing, loving, and healing relationships. They're not like full of conflict. So if you do have a lot of conflict in your life, then put an end to that today, or try to. So the Death card is the major arcana, the 13th card in the major arcana, and it's this force that you can't really argue with. Some things in life just come to an end, and there's nothing you can do about it. The trick, I suppose, is to use the archetypal theme of death to your advantage by saying, I'm going to pick and choose what I want to come to an end, what I want to finish off, and I am going to make space by doing that for other good things to come into my life. So that's really interesting, because all the major arcana cards are these big themes that exist in their own right. So the Grim Reaper, I mean, we all know the Grim Reaper, right? What is it? There's a word for it. When a person becomes the embodiment of a particular theme, and because these themes do exist, you can kind of connect with them whenever you want, simply by saying, okay, I'm familiar with this, I've experienced this, how can I recreate it within myself? So that's not saying you're kind of recreating death in yourself, but what you're recreating is the ability to accept things that are lost and to say, okay, that's come to an end. I don't need to absolutely hang on to everything to the very end. I can let go whenever I choose. What is the other saying? You don't have to wait for the elevator to go all the way down. You can get off whenever you want. So that is a really nice lesson today for me personally via the major arcana, because they do all, they can often be seen as these things that happen to us externally where we have no control and we just have to kind of put up with it. But once you've gone through it, that theme then exists in yourself forever because you've been through it. And because it's an archetypal theme, you then have access to it, if you see what I mean. The King of Cups is a court card. So this is a characteristic or another person that you meet on the day. I mentioned before that I feel that it's this sense of loneliness. You could meet someone who is kind of lonely. And if you're with someone like that who's struggling, it could also be anxiety or depression or anything that really makes you feel less than content and at peace. You can be of service to that person and really help them through their pain. And sometimes it's just as simple as, you know, if someone's telling you something about their feelings, a fear or a concern, your heart reaches out to those people. And sometimes, you know, just putting your hand on someone's shoulder, well, I'm just speaking from personal experience. If I'm really struggling and someone just puts their hand on my shoulder, I immediately feel a sense of compassion and that I'm not alone. So it's these simple gestures that you're able to do, and then you can put an end to someone else's pain and suffering in a way by easing it. I had an experience a few weeks ago where I was talking to someone who was having a difficult time, and I gave him a hug, and it was so intense. It was like I could feel the fear I could feel the fear kind of just building up in my body. It was so weird. It was like it was a transfer of energy from this person to me. I felt like a sponge sucking it up. It was so strange. And then I was full of fear. I kind of detoxed that by taking a bath, and I put little salt things in the bath to like get rid of stuff like that. But I thought, wow, these energies, these fears, these archetypal themes, they do exist in their own spiritual truth. They exist in their own right. It's not like I'm thinking I have a feeling and that's the end of it. It's an energy that's created. So with that, it was interesting to me because I thought, I wonder if me taking on that energy or feeling it actually helped that person, or whether they felt just as bad. I didn't know, but I certainly felt like I'd taken some of it. Okay, so next we've got the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is the minor arcana version of the major arcana card, the Lovers. And the Lovers, this lifelong theme of falling in love and meeting someone who you feel super connected with, and all the things that go along with love, right? It's my soulmate, it's right, it's perfect. The Two of Cups is more about healing. It's a temporary relationship where two people come together, they are in love, it's divinely ordained, so there's a rhyme and reason for it. And usually we've got a caduceus in between them, so the staff that represents healing. And then we've got a lion and wings. So it's this connection with other people that is healing, that does give you strength, and it gives you the strength to choose again and to be free in your life. Which again, to me, is very interesting, because if you feel the need for someone to kind of heal you and support you, then you're dependent on that other person. And I just want to go back to the first relationship, the one you have with yourself. And if you get to a place where you can calm yourself, where you can soothe yourself, where you can be your own best buddy, then you're not dependent on anybody. And that is real freedom. So it doesn't mean you have to be a hermit out in the desert, you know, chanting for 180 days. But it means that you're not a sitting duck waiting for other people to rescue you. You're not a victim. And that really is empowering. So I get the sense that you have a great opportunity to make things better here for other people. You have the ability to start new positive relationships, to make space, to get rid of some of the junk that you may feel keeps you isolated or that you can't get over. And by looking at it and saying, okay, this does exist within me, just like other things do, I'm going to pick and choose to say bye-bye to this. Off you go. Okay, wave it down the river. And then you have that emotional space for something else to come up. It's really, I think in the future, we're going to know so much more about this. I think the human understanding of how this stuff works is going to be fleshed out by some, I don't know, mathematician or something. But these days, it's just all of us who feel these kind of things, trying to put it into words. I mean, tell me if you agree or disagree, but I think feelings and ideas and energies, they take on a life of their own, and you can kind of move them around a bit, or you're certainly able to work with them, through them, and to transform them into other energies. So you can't just get rid of it and create a vacuum, but you can alter it. And this day gives you that opportunity. I also think that it's a nice time to kind of relax. No one's really running anywhere, are they? I don't think it's going to be overly noisy, busy, that there's so much going on this day. So I feel the potential to relax and to heal and to socialize and to have a good time and a bit of time off is also very positive and very healing. So if you have the opportunity to take a little bit of time for yourself, then please do that. Number-wise, we've got 13 and 1 is 14 and 2 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. And 7 in numerology is the mind and creativity. So I feel that it's about getting creative in your relationships and seeing what you can add to a situation and what you can let go of, to put yourself in this position of contentment and peace and safety, emotional safety, the tiger protecting your feelings. So I hope you have a fabulous day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, scroll down a little bit till you get to the book your readings button. Click on that to order your reading with me. And I hope you have a fabulous day. I'll speak to you tomorrow. All the best.